So what we've got is a session for you to learn how to hold the pads properly. It's really important, the purpose of the pad session. So you see people hitting the pad, so if Mark was to throw a cross, you see people doing this and meeting it. There's different reasons they're doing that. Lots of people like to watch stuff on YouTube and then be judgmental without knowing the purpose of the drill. It's partly because the instructor didn't explain the purpose of the drill. So the purpose is really important. The purpose of this drill is for the person holding the pads to get them in the right place, at the right angle, with the right amount of tension, yeah? So from here, we're gonna both adopt a multi-directional stance. What I wanna do, the punch, the nature of the jab, it comes from the arm on this side, it would hit here at an angle, or it would hit square on depending on the person. So it's coming from my right across to the central line, not to the left, yeah? The jab is to force people back. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hold the pad directly forward, and then I'm going to get a very small angle towards that shoulder. So whichever hand is punching, I want the pad pointing slightly at the shoulder, this way around. I'm going to hold the pad down. I'm going to put the pad up, but Mark is going to react to my count. So I'm going to do 5 counts. Every time he hits it, I'm going to clear the pad away. So it's like the whack-a-mole game where you've got the moles pop up and you have to hit them with the hammer. Yeah, so from this position, we're just going to show you 5 jabs. But remember, we've gone from out of range. I've stepped into teasing range, which allows Mark, with 1 half step, he can hit with the pad this way around. Yeah. Also, we're going to go, once we've done this one, I'll show you something about the distance that you need to hold the pads at and watch for the person here. Okay, ready? 1, coming in. 2, 3, nice and relaxed. 4 and 5. Good, and the noise is important to catch this. Okay, so I'm going to get Mark to do a jab, and when he impacts on the pad, I'm going to get him to pause. So he's going to throw this, he's going to hit here. If I can reach his head after he's pulled the jab back, so you can imagine there, then he's far too close. If that back leg crept up and he doesn't realise, he tries to throw his next jab from here and I can do this, then he hasn't realised that he's been pulled forwards. And that's what I want to do. When I'm fighting someone, I want to move, and I want them to get closer and not realise they've got closer. So it's really important to always maintain the distance. Hit, come back. Hit, come back. Yeah, very, very important. So we're going to do the same 5 jabs. We're going to check this distance. This is out of range. Here, I'm now in teasing range with Mark. Yeah. So from this position, whoever goes first will probably score. So Mark's going to make sure he comes in. I can't reach his head like this way around. I still can't reach it without having to move my feet. So he's going to throw his jab, stepping in, and he's going to step out, and I can't reach him. Step in with the jab, this way around. Step in with the jab, this way around. Remember, if that was a person's head, they wouldn't be here. So if I was stood where this is, now I can reach. So he's got to think about this. You've got to really study these ranges. Yeah, we'll just do 3 more. 1, and back out, and I can't reach. 2, hit, and back, and 3, and back. Okay, cool. So I'm going to bring him up forward slightly. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to check our ranges. I'm going to step in, so I'm in teasing range to hold the pads for Mark. He's going to step his front foot, we're going to hit with the cross. Same thing, the pad is central, and what I'm going to do this time, you can see if my pad is square, when he hits it, he's going to catch his little finger, the knuckle there, not the proper knuckles we're trying to hit with, okay, so the first 2. So I'm going to angle this pad slightly across towards his back shoulder, remember. So it's pad vertical, with a small angle towards the shoulder that's hitting. Pad vertical with a small angle. And it's not 1, 2, it's one behind the other. You need to be quick enough to do this properly. Yeah, so from here, 1, and I clear the pad. 2, 3, 4, 5. This way round. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you something. Mark's going to do 5 of them, and I want you to watch my hand. I'm going to then recap it in slow motion so you see what happens to my hand. On one of the 5 punches, he's going to throw the punch, but he's not going to hit the target. He's going to fake it and see if he can get my arm to flinch this way around. Yeah, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And again, 1, 2. So you see there's a move. So your brain constantly preempts the attack, and sometimes you should throw it and not do anything. It's really important to be here and just be ready. Then he's selling the punch. Okay, so I'll show you this again. We're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3. You see, because I prepare for the impact. So this is where the hitting the pads comes from, with no purpose. People, they don't get used to it, they start to hit the pads. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be aware that when something isn't thrown, I don't have to move. What's happened is as he hits the pad, it's going to move backwards and my body gets used to then pressing forwards. So your eyes react to the movement coming towards you, you preempt it, and then this will happen. Yeah, so it's really important. So it's quite an interesting little catch between it. Okay, so we've done the jab, we've done the crosses. The rule there is vertical, twist towards the shoulder. Vertical, twist towards the shoulder. Yeah. The next one, Mark's going to step into fighting range. It's a little bit closer. So multi-directional stance, knees bent, and a handstand. We're going to throw the hook. I'm going to have the pad starting vertical. Then I'm going to flip it 90 degrees, so it represents the side of the head. Then I'm going to angle it very slightly towards the shoulder, and then Mark can throw his hook punch as it comes round this way. Yeah. Pads down. We're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This way round. We go for the backhand. Same thing. So I'm going vertical this way round. So if I was facing his face, I do a 90-degree twist, and then I do a small angle back towards the shoulder of the punching hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This way round. And again, he's not trying to clobber the pads, he's just giving me an opportunity to get it in the right place. Similar with the uppercut. This, I'm going to point it directly towards the floor, then I'm going to get a small drop of my elbow, and then I'm going to angle the pad slightly towards the shoulder of the punching hand. And then he's going to come up with the punch for the uppercut this way around. Ready? 1. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the same on the opposite side. So horizontal, drop the elbow, angle the pad slightly towards the back shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This round. And I'm clearing the pads every time. Then the next one we've got is a haymaker from the back. Mark's going to take a small shuffle back for the haymaker. Again, I'm in teasing mode, so if we're not sure there, then I'm going to take a shuffle forwards, and now I'm teasing Mark, he can hit me straight away. Okay, so from this position, I've got 2 options with the haymaker. The pad is held in a vertical position, but on the line between our noses, so there's a central line that we always talk about where the stance goes, I'm going to hold the pad past the punch. So the punch is going to travel through the central line, and then I'm going to angle slightly down because the punch is travelling over the top, but I'm going to angle towards the shoulder this way around. So he's got the shot there. So if the punch was going to hit me, it would come over the top here, and it would clock here. So it would travel through here, and it would hit the pad in that fashion. It's going to save your arm. If you hold it here, it's safer for your arm to the side. So as he comes through, hit and down. And again, 2, good. 3, 4, good, and 5. Another way, if the punch is sort of too powerful, and they sometimes when you hit someone that's holding the pads and they've got no tension in their arm, it doesn't feel like you hit anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over, place the pad behind it, and I'm going to turn it in the same fashion. The problem that a lot of pad people have, they don't pivot the feet, their hands stick there, their legs are stuck. So I'm still involving my whole body. I'm going to hold the pads here, he's going to throw the haymaker over the top, and you can see it hits the target this way around. 3, 4, and 5. Good. Shaking it out. So a really good drill for this one. Mark is going to shout the punch that he wants. So he could say jab, he could say cross, he could say hook, he could say uppercut. If he says hook or uppercut, I've got a decision, front or back, that's up to me. If he says haymaker, then I'm going to do this. And it's like the ball. So Mark's going to throw me the ball with the command. I'm going to catch the ball, I'm going to throw it back and make sure I'm in the right position. Then he throws the ball again with the punch, and then we start the process again. So imagine you're playing catch. So Mark's going to put his guard up. He's going to tell me what he wants first. Hook. Good. Hook.
Overhand. Haymaker. Haymaker. Jab. Cross. Cross. Hook. 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 Uppercut. Uppercut. Haymaker. Jab. Jab. Cross.
Good. And you can see this process will build up as you go. But basically that's how we want to hold it. So if I was facing the camera, this would be the jab, this would be the cross. would be a hook here or a hook here. Here would be an uppercut, here would be an uppercut, and here would be the haymaker position. Also, you can take shots to the body, but you want to get it right first with all the shots going into those positions. So jabs, crosses, hooks, uppercuts, and haymaker. They're the basic punches, and the basic way to hold the pads is really important. Make sure you're not doing this one, and you're not slapping the pads. Allow them to reach the pad so they can maintain their distance as much as this time. The demo goes like this. We've got the range, so we're out of range. If I threw the back of the ground kick, I'm going to completely miss. I'm going to step in once. That's a shuffle in. What that's done, that's put me in teasing range. If I go into teasing range, I expect to be hit. So Mark's going to give me commands. I'm going to hold the pads down. He's going to give me the command. I'm going to put the pad in the correct place. He's going to see it, check it's in the correct place, then he's going to hit it. This way round.
Jab. Cross. Jab. Jab. Hook. Hook. Jab. Cross. Haymaker. Jab. Jab. Cross. Uppercut. Uppercut. Cross. Hook. Cross. Haymaker.
And then you can see he's back out of range. So the drill works this way. Take time, be a good partner, and really communicate. It's a two-way communication. There's a command, a response, another command. Every time, if I think, so if we're here, Mark throws the jab, for instance, coming in, and then he steps his back foot up, now he's in hook and uppercut range. So I'm not going to hit him in the head at that point, because I've got to worry about being hit, so he's going to hit. If the next punch he gives me is another hook or an uppercut, then it's different. But he's going to shuffle back out if he wants to, that's when I would check. So for instance, if he shuffled in and he threw a hook, but he only did a small shuffle back, and I could still reach him, then there's a problem. So there's times to check and times not to check. But this drill is very important, and it will teach the person how to pad properly, but it takes time to practice.